become powerful, honored, respected. That is the goal of transformation. So, welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. My name is Jonna Fatonji, and today we're diving even deeper into how transformation really works. Because everybody's always talking about manifestation, but there are so many different other laws that you have to understand in order to transform yourself. So, if you want to transform your life, your business, your career in all areas, listen up. So, today we're talking about matching the frequency, matching the feeling of your desire. But the first step you need to do is to change your identity. And let's be real. I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to women, right? And I'm definitely also talking to Black women, brown women, Asian women, uh, Indian women, Arabic women. I know that's the kind of clientele that I attract. That's the kind of woman that I've worked with over the past 10 years. And that's the kind of woman that I still talk to. So, that kind of woman, many times, even if you come from a privileged family, because I've had many clients coming from a privileged family, even then, you don't really understand power and positioning, right? Because many women are at the bottom of the hierarchy. When you come from a traditional family, when you come from a rich family, when you come even from a Western rich family, I have had German clients, rich German clients. mm, Many women will opt into the oppression, continuing to play the manipulation game of just getting the crumbs, maybe from a man that gives you some money, or you're marrying even lower class, which I never suggest, because you're marrying out of love, because you're already privileged, or you have worked your way up to a certain position of privilege, meaning you have a degree in a law or in some kind of other maybe high ranking position, what the society calls high ranking, and then you still continue to date down. All of those scenarios are real life scenarios by clients that I've worked with. So I understand people from all backgrounds, but especially money, privilege, but coming from an oppressed mindset. So, the first thing you need to change in order to manifest the life of your dream is your identity. And your identity needs to be on top of the hierarchy. You are whatever you want to call it. You are the boss, you are the CEO, you are the queen, you are the empress, you are the goddess. Okay, you are at the top of your own pyramid. You are on your own pedestal. No man is on top of your pedestal. No God, no deity, no male figure. It's you and your higher self and the divine feminine. Okay, so with that being said, let's dive right into the topic of today, because as we move through transformation, it is important for us to center ourselves, and to come from that identity. Meaning, again, you're the goddess, you're the queen, you're the empress of your own reality. And you take the steps from that core. Right, from that core identity, and you want to celebrate yourselves for the things that you do. Okay, so it's very important to keep on doing the work. Transformation doesn't happen from one day to the next, it's a process, right? Transformation is a process. We want to call it alchemy. And just to use the analogy of alchemy, it's turning lead into gold. It's a process, it's a alchemical, chemical, biological, cultural transformation process. It is a science. Okay, it's not just one thing. It's not no quick fix. It's no one size fits all. It has to apply to your own already existing chemistry, biology, culture, what you have cultivated in your life up until now, the mindset you have cultivated, your emotional fortitude that you have cultivated, and your social acuity, your social adeptness, how you move through society, all different kinds of people, all different kinds of class, all different kinds of background, ethnicities, religions, backgrounds, right? We want to understand it all in order to move through this world with elegance. Okay? So we want to celebrate ourselves. No oak tree has ever been born from one day to the next, right? We want to celebrate the sprout, right? We want to acknowledge the things that we've done in alignment with our new identity up until now. So that's very, very important. And one thing that you want to do, that you want to practice, again, it's happening again and again, it's your lifestyle. It comes from being in alignment with your identity. And that is about being a blessing to others, right? A goddess is a goddess because she bestows blessings on others, right? Whatever background you come from, let's use a more polytheistic um, example, right? Using Lakshmi or using Oshun or using whatever background Kuan Yin you come from. It's a goddess, and that goddess bestows blessings upon people. That's why people work with deities. And if you put yourself on the pedestal, you become the deity. So, one thing you want to do is to give away to people, right? So, you are the source of love. So, you bestow love on people. You give love, a act of kindness, an act of bestowing goodness on others, right? If you want more money, you give money to the people that you want to bestow blessings upon. If you want to feel like you are abundant, right? You want to be generous, giving something that you have to others, right? That's generosity, right? Good. So whatever it is that you say you want more of in your life, finding a way to be more of that, right? Finding a way to understand yourself as the overflowing cup. You are the source, right? You're the source, and you want to give something in alignment with what you are. You bestow blessings on people. You give kindness, you give love, you give understanding where it's necessary. But there's also a whole nother a conversation about having boundaries. Okay? But that's also a very important part, right? You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And therefore you have to become what you are, the next version of yourself. And then it's about shaping your ideas into an image. I always say that it becomes very redundant again and again, but you have to already see the life that you desire to live, because the brain think in pictures. The brain doesn't think in words. The brain thinks in pictures. So you want to have an image of the better life that you desire. So what is it that you truly want? Right? What do you want? What do you like? In what spaces do you want to move? What kind of people do you want to be surrounded by? What do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? Right? How do you want your life experience to be? That is a picture. Okay, very, very important. A picture and a vibration. So it is about thinking a certain way. And I will say it very bluntly again, getting out of the victim mindset, right? You can't continue to consume victim content if you think now that you want to transform into being the queen of your own life. Yeah. If I believe this is what my life looks like, this is what it looks like while it's happening. My dream is coming into fruition, just like a sprout is growing into the tree that bears fruit. This is how it looks like while it's all coming together. How would I think? How would I think? Most likely, I would think big. I would think in possibility. I would think in solution, right? What can I do from where I am with what I have, becoming resourceful, becoming creative, becoming joyful in the process, creating. That is the joy, right? Is very, very important to understand that we don't just want to jump into the experience. We are already it, and we are creating the next version of it. Okay, so this feeling or thinking is very connected to a feeling state, right? So if you want to amplify your magnetic field, it is very important that you think a certain way and that you feel a certain way, right? That is creating your aura. That's what it is. It creates your aura. It creates your space. So you have to clean your space of all of the fear, doubt, worry, and really stay grounded in abundance, in possibility, in being relaxed, right? Happy, energized, creative, solution oriented, right? Even though things will come, there's going to be triggers, there are going to be people who attack you, there are going to be people who don't agree with you, but you will want to constantly stay in a generative state of cleansing your aura, cleansing your mind, cleansing your feeling back into truth. Good. So the next thing is acting a certain way. And this is really where most people fail. Okay. Acting a certain way. This is really where the magic happens. So you want to act as if you are that person already. Yeah. You act. You have the vision and now you act in that way. You make the investment. That's a very, very important thing. Nothing is for free. I always like to say that nothing is for free. I have invested over six figures into my personal and professional and my spiritual development, right? So you have to act as if you already are a privileged multimillionaire boss babe, if that's what you want to be. If you have another word for it, a goddess or a queen or whatever, you have to act that way in real time, in the real world, not just in your fantasy, but in the real world. So this is where the true transformation happens. Without the acting, no transformation. That's just what it is. So when you really have the expectation and the evidence, the feeling inside of you that it's going to happen, you act on that, right? So you have to already act as if you are that person, right? Meaning acting in alignment, not pretending to be, but actually becoming by doing. It's just like working out, right? You become fit or you become that body shape by going to the gym. So it's no pretending, it's doing, acting in alignment. You have to put it on. If I believed that I was that person who was completely financially free and able to travel to Oman in October, how would my calendar look like? What would be in my calendar? How would I act? How would I think? What would I read? What would I look up? Right? What would I research? Who would I talk to? How would I move if I thought that this is going to become a reality, right? You act in alignment with the vision that you've already set for yourself. So act as if you already are living that life. When you use your mind as the magnet to become a vibrational match for the transformation you want to create, you will experience magic. You are the magic, but you have to learn how to install a new operating system, right? Out of the blue, an opportunity will present itself, right? A person will call, a door will open, a circumstance will begin to show itself to you, but it will only be shown to you, or say, you will only be able to see it when you are fully aware that you have made up your mind that this is going to happen. You intentionally creating the desire and the goal and the outcome, and then you deciding to act in accordance and to deciding to move forward. That is the only time you will be able to actually identify, oh, that person is part of that situation is part of that. This opportunity is part of that, right? If you don't set the intention, if you don't take charge, if you don't take control in terms of creating what it is that you want to design, right? The design, the foundation. If you don't create that, you will never see what actually is in harmony with whatever you're creating. It's another saying is no wind is favorable to the sailor that has no destination in mind. So you have to have a destination in mind in order to see what components are actually in alignment with you and your becoming. Ooh, that's so deep and that's so real. Okay, so this is when the real co creation with the universe happens. This work is transformational work. So that's it for today. Just a little input, right? It's so important. Everything I just said, I gave away the formula, right? But it will never work if you don't work it, and it will never work if you don't take action. So if you really want to do this work, because there is no quick fix, there is no simple answer to your personal situation. That's why I always say, real luxury also is custom made. Real luxury is very, very personalized work. And there's nothing more personal than your own transformation. And if you want to create the life of your dreams, whether it is getting ahead in your career in corporate, whether it is creating a business, whether it is creating a next level of being able to receive income, whether it is you designing an experience for yourself, whatever it is for you, it has to be custom made. It has to be designed to you, to your origin, to your story, to your particular whatever you believe, right? Whatever you have been indoctrinated by, whatever limiting beliefs you have. You can't change that by just passively watching content, even though this content is highly valuable, but it doesn't work fully if I can't assess you and see who you are and all of the different nuances, right? It's just, again, as I said, like every other really professional service, we have to see and really see, like, who are you, what are the different shades, what are the different nuances. And we're speaking about subconscious programming, which is very nuanced, very, very nuanced. So if you really want to do the work, again, I'm inviting you to become part of my group, become part of the membership, become part of my one-on-one coaching, or even get on a trip with us, because it's happening and I will let you know more. But sign up for knowing more by accessing the school community. You can try it out for free. You already find highly valuable resources in the community, or get on the list, get on the waiting list. Let's talk in a one-on-one conversation to see if we are a good fit to work together. See you over in the program, in the membership, and definitely in my next video. Until then, take action and take charge.